Good morning and happy Saturday. Welcome back to another episode of Thinking It Through with Tia. This week, you can see we switched up a little bit from Friday to Saturday because we're having a little bit of technical difficulty yesterday, but still going to put the message out this week because that's what I said I was going to do. So, for anyone that is new and joining, my name is Tia, and on this channel, I share my thoughts of questions that people have asked me. Sometimes I do share just generalized thoughts about the journey that I'm on, which is just a spiritual journey of finding myself and better understanding myself and basically choosing who I decide that I am. So, thank you for joining me. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, and thank you for your continued support. Today, we're going to jump in with answering another question from the jar. So, for those that don't know, I don't know what I'm going to talk about until I start this video, and then I pull a question that I've received from people to read it, just so that people can really see how I think seriously, with it being called Thinking It Through with Tia. So, here we go. Let us see what the question is today. Okay. How do you stay in peace with all the things happening in the world? How do you stay in peace with all the things that are happening in the world? Well, that is to me, a very great question, because it is not always easy for people to stay in peace until you find your center, right? So for me personally, and please understand this is just the personal way that I approach remaining in peace. You have to do what works best for you. If you don't think that this will, and that's okay. Okay. For me, the best way that I stay in peace is just remembering to be in the here and now. I've talked about it in prior videos, that there is this little voice that goes on inside of your head that's always nagging you or harassing you or making you feel like you're not enough, or making you feel like there needs to be more. You need to be more. You have to show somebody something. You have to prove something to someone. I learned to silence that voice, right? Once I learned to silence that voice and begin to replace that with more positive, intentional talk, I was able to find peace within myself, right? So it's important in my opinion, it's very important that you find the peace within yourself first, or you'll never be able to gain peace about other things that are going on around you. So meditation helps to bring you to a centered place, or to bring you into balance. Rejecting those negative thoughts that are coming helps to bring you into a state of balance. Talking to yourself and encouraging yourself, affirming. So doing affirmations and things like that. So that brings that inner peace, right? Then you just have to be okay with where you are. Accept that life is happening for you, not to you, right? Life is happening for you and not to you, right? So when you start to think that life is happening for me and not to me, then when other things are going on in the world that could make you feel hostile, angry, frustrated, hurt, or whatever the feeling is, it's a large array of feelings that you could feel. You will find in your own peace that that is actually not your issue to address, right? I'm not talking about people that, they have a passion for something and they want to see things done right. Well, maybe yes, I am. Okay. So let me think of it like this. Whatever you give your attention to gains momentum, right? So if all you do is talk about all of the horrible things that are happening in the world, and you are spreading that around and you're sharing all of those negative things, and everything is just negative, 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 you're attracting what you're attached to the most, like what you're feeling the most about, you're attracting. So if you choose or opt for yourself to only focus on the fact that everybody is unfortunate, everybody is going through hard times, everybody, this is not fair and that is not fair, you're only attracting that same kind of thing towards you because you're living in a mindset of negativity, right? So being in a state of peace says, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose to be a light, right? So I'm going to choose to be a light within myself. I'm going to choose to be at peace with myself. I'm going to choose to be okay with life as it is while I imagine it, or I speak a better world into existence for myself, right? Yesterday I saw a very interesting video, and I thought, like, wow, that was like a really prime example of kind of what peace looks like. And it was some guy doing a video about, offering people one thing or another. One thing would offering people on the street. So let me say that, offering people who are living out on the streets and things like that, alcohol or food. And in this particular video, he was offering to different people, and the majority of the people chose the alcohol, right? Because, and a lot of people would say, well, they don't even care about their lives or whatever. That's not true. They maybe would just like to distract from the life that they're in, and maybe that's the way that they do it. You're not in their shoes. You don't know why another person needs to do something, so it's not our place to judge, right? But then he came across this other guy who chose the food, and he had money attached underneath wherever the food was. But interestingly enough, this particular guy started to share his story or whatever, and he was just talking about having been sick and, overcoming cancer, and how he lost his job because of the cancer. He lost his house. He didn't have any family here. His family was in Puerto Rico or New York. I don't know where this video, but he was not near the family. He was talking about sleeping under a bridge, but he was talking in such positive energy. He continued to be so grateful because in the midst of everything that was going on, his only priority is, I'm still here. I'm still here. So that means tomorrow I could maybe get a job. That means maybe later today I could get a job. That means, something could change. I'm still here. And for that, I'm grateful. I don't have the cancer anymore. I'm healed. My body is healed. God healed my body. So no, I don't care about losing the house. No, I don't care about sleeping under a bridge. I believe that those things will come back to me. Right. I'm just grateful for being here to experience this life. That to me is what peace looks like. So peace is about being okay regardless of what it looks like around you, right? Because anything outside of you really has nothing to do with you. So I find my peace by remaining present and being grateful for all the things that I have. If you spend the large majority of your time focusing on what you don't have, what you wish you had, or what would be different if you should have had this, or especially the should have had, like you think someone took something from you, right? Like if you spend yourself locked in a mindset of that should have been mine, this person should have been mine, or that job should have been mine, or whatever the circumstance is, or dang, if I would have done this, I could have done this, or if I should have, we can't live like that, because we could run through our mind 1,000 potential outcomes, but what we have to accept is that we live in a world of unlimited possibilities. And when there are unlimited possibilities, your thought process of saying, but if I had done this, this would have happened, You don't know that to be true. So you get yourself caught up in some weird mindset, not to say weird because I don't really like that word, but uncomfortable mindset, right? You get yourself caught up in an uncomfortable mindset to where now people become your enemies. Now you have no trust around you. You can't trust anyone. You can't anything. It's just, you can't find any kind of balance because you are allowing yourself to be in this cycle of negative thought. There is no peace in that, right? If you can just trust that life is happening for me and not to me, then you could trust that there's perhaps a larger plan at play. And in the midst of that plan, there's a higher power that knows what you need. And sometimes you are placed or people are placed in your life or you are placed in people's lives, right? For them to learn a lesson, for you to learn a lesson. And it's not about learning a lesson like being disciplined. It's about learning a lesson about sometimes being a friend, about being understanding, about being forgiving, about knowing your worth, about accepting yourself fully, right? About, do you know how to release and walk away? Can you choose you when you know that perhaps another scenario is not best for you? So life is sometimes about a test. Sometimes your very interaction with a person could be the changing or defining moment in their life. And you don't even have to do anything but be who you are. And who you are is enough for them to say, I feel like I want more peace, or I feel like I'm tired of being so angry. I'm looking at this person and they can live in peace, but when I get to know them, they're no different than me. So I had this expectation that they had to be doing something different, or they had to be, cheating the system, or they had to be lying, or like they have to be an imposter. It's impossible. But it's not. You just have to come to terms with focusing on you and focusing on you control the way that you feel. You control the way that you respond. I had a person ask me a question, and I know that it was when they first started to understand my journey or whatever. And, if anybody ever knew me in the past, I would pop off on you very quickly. Okay. Like very quickly. I don't hide that. I grew up in the hood. I'm a hood girl. So I would defend myself. I've been through a lot of struggles in my life and I would stand up for myself. No question. And so someone who knew me from that was like, but it doesn't make sense. Like, what is this calm thing that you have going on? Like, what are you talking about? How could you be calm? So you're telling me that if someone walked up and spit in your face, you wouldn't respond. And I thought that was hilarious. And I was just like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you attract what you are. Therefore, I choose to be the type of person that would never attract that, right? And if I did, I can't tell you what per se I would do in that moment. However, I know that I'm going to take 10 seconds. Like, I don't know how it will respond, but I know that I will follow my own rules and hit that quick 10 count. And the 10 count is not as slow as 1, 2, 3. It's a quick process inside of my mind that I'm going to evaluate the situation and figure out whether it's worth my time or whether it's worth what could come of it. Because, sometimes it's okay to be the villain in somebody else's story, right? Especially when the story is fiction, right? It's okay to be the villain, right? But it's not okay to be the victim and then become the villain because of your response, right? That you're going to later be like, I should have just let that go. I hope that made sense, right? I should have just let it go. I should have not even listened. No. But my point about peace is that I just believe that you attract what you are. When I'm out or when I'm around, I attract the most peaceful people come up to me. Like no one like tends to argue with me or anything like that because I'm giving them energy of a pure space, right? And some people might not like it. Some people may not understand it because the trauma they've endured makes someone being too nice in their opinion be suspicious. Someone being too at peace or too balanced be suspicious. But that's okay, right? Because realistically, that's their business. It's not yours. How people view you is none of your business. It is not your business what people think about you. It is not your business what people say about you. Who cares what they say or what they feel about you? What do you say or feel about you? That's the only thing that matters. When you can come to terms with that, then you will accept that peace is all around you. It is all around you. Even if you look at those commercials of like people that they say are really struggling and having a hard time in different places, they are content and at peace. We are focusing and trying to make what they're experiencing a plight, right? Not to say that sometimes it's not, but they still have their peace, right? So you can understand that peace is not about what you have. It's not about, the house, the job, the car, the this. It's just about the ability to be balanced within yourself. Trust that life is happening for you and not to you, and just trust that what is meant to be will be. Even the bad situations have purpose. And I've been through some really bad situations in my life, and I'm grateful for all of them. Because without all of those situations I'd endured, I wouldn't be who I am today because everything you do is building you up to be a better you. Do you want to be better or you want to be what the world says? You want to be angry and blame it on other people? That's your business, right? But realistically, you are the source of your peace. You are, because you have to be the one that decides that you are not going to allow other things to disrupt your peace. That is the only thing that you can control. You cannot control what other people do. You cannot control what other people say. But you always have choice. And choice says that I could choose to still walk away. I could choose to change my perception of this situation. I could choose whatever thing I want to do, right? But if you want peace, you can choose that. So how do you stay in peace with all the things happening in the world? I choose it every day. I just choose peace regardless. You might lose friends, but every time a door closes, a new door opens and greater things come in. That's okay. Just with the peace, it doesn't matter what comes or goes because the peace is so much greater than pretty much anything you can experience, honestly, right? That it won't really matter. Right? It'll hurt for a little bit, right? But then when you bring yourself back to peace, you're like, wait, why was I even bothered by that? Because when I think about it, yeah, I might have lost these people, but I still have peace. Dang, my life was not as peaceful with those people around. Did I just get an advantage? Look at it from a different perspective. So, for those that know, I do pull cards. Before I pull the question, I believe in spiritual guidance. And today I was guided to a different type of card that was really just going to be about some direction or focus for whatever the question was going to be. Or sometimes it's just a simple message for someone that may watch the video. Today I got 3 cards, okay? And they make perfect sense now that I know what the question is. And so the 3 cards that came out are trust. So what would be your direction? What could be your focus? How could you help yourself? It would be to learn to trust, right? So learn to trust. And it says, I trust life and my strengths. Each moment guides me to the light. Everything on my path is placed there for my growth. I literally just said that. That's beautiful. Okay. The second one is serenity. Also, dang near the same thing as peace. So, through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. So, through love, release, and inner work, I know peace. I have a gentle view of life and welcome every step with confidence. I remain brave in the face of fear and have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. Sorry, drop that. Serenity. And then the last one is here and now, right? So that feels like presence, right? So the future does not exist and the past is gone. I focus on the present moment. I have confidence in life again because here, now, there is no danger. Everything happens when my soul is ready. So remembering to stay present. All right, sorry, a little bit of a glitch propped up on the screen, but hopefully the video is still recording. So that was all that I have for you today. I really hope that that I answered your question in a way that actually supports what you need. Please continue to send me questions. I really enjoy answering questions and sharing my particular perspective of the questions that are coming in. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback from people in regards to their thoughts on the answers, and many times we've been able to continue the conversation. So I think that that's absolutely wonderful. So with that being said, it is time for us to go ahead and wrap it up. So feel free, if you have not already, like the video, please, because as you like the video, it helps to raise the video to allow more people to gain the insight that may be needed. Comment, share, subscribe, turn on your notification bell because I am posting every week. So if you turn on your notification, you will know when I have posted and you'll know when the next topic is coming up. Otherwise, I'm wishing you a fabulous, fabulous Friday and the rest of the week next week. Bye for now.